you're getting very wealthy and you like this video, you want to subscribe to this channel because you like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Daytime Crypto Charts, the daytime version of our show with Road Dogg. My name is Lane, and I am your guide today as we take a look at the charts. If it's your first time here, thank you for showing up. Don't let the face fool ya. It's just part of the fun that we have here on the channel. I'm a man of many faces, and I don't know. I do silly stuff with silly faces sometimes. Guys, up here to the top right, if you happen to be looking for a Tangent wallet, happen to have an NFC-enabled smartphone, because you have to have one of those, and you are also looking for a discount, a cheaper price on that wallet, say like 10% off, hey, my code DAWG will not only help you out, it also helps to support this channel. Thank you, Tangent, and thank you for you guys who have been purchasing Tangent. Awesome wallet. I have one that I use all the time. Guys, let's take a quick look at the market here on the daily. After seeing all those thumbnails yesterday, they look so negative. Bitcoin going to 30,000. We're coming down. Oh, a big crash is coming. Oh, I have to eat a little bit of crow today because that's not what happened. We kind of had a nice upswing of things. We've been following this for a little while on the channel. Now, I did not stream last night because, things got me. This is what is happening here with Bitcoin. We see that the dominance is going up, so more attention is coming to Bitcoin. More money is still coming into Bitcoin. Normally, this is a problem for altcoins, but money's not just coming into Bitcoin. Money's also coming into these altcoins. It's lifting all the boats right now. What money is doing is leaving the dollar. The dollar is getting tanked, and it just keeps going down. So that money's got to go somewhere. It's got to go to the stock market. It's got to go to whatever investments other than the dollar, something that will outperform the dollar, because basically the more they print it, the easier it is for anything to outpace the dollar. Even your old baseball cards are going to outpace this dollar. Tether dominance is also dropping some, and that's why we're getting an uptick in Total 3, which is the index that covers our altcoins in general, minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So all your other little one altcoins, this tells us how to navigate that. And you can see that 405 billion has been an area that we've looked at for quite a while. Knew that was going to be a problem area that we got to fight our way through. Why? Because it was the higher high that we had back here. Now we got to fight our way and confirm that we can get above it, which we're doing nicely. Now we've had pullbacks. Oh God, it's all going to zero. What's going on with my altcoin? Should I sell? Should I get out? No, baby, you just hold on tight during these periods right now. If you truly believe, if you got a hodl back, then hodl. If you're trading, that's a little bit of a different story. And depending on what type of trader you are, that story can be almost night and day, whether you're day trading or swing trading. Swing trading, what most of you I feel are kind of drawn to, because most of you are working a 9 to 5, don't have time to be on the charts, 10 hours a day trying to do the whole day trade thing, which is, there's a lot of hype to it. Your string trades will make you the most money, in my personal opinion. But what is going on with Bitcoin here, right? We've been monitoring this very closely. When it comes to the 4 hour, which is the main time frame that I track Bitcoin on, we've been in this rising, opening, broadening channel, also known as a megaphone. This one's technically bearish, but at this point of the game, when you really zoom out, maybe I have to do that real quick. I'm looking at this guy. We've been in this falling wedge pattern here, right? And this has been the top of it. And when we break out of this, things usually get very exciting and eventually go very parabolic. Bitcoin being one of the higher priced cryptos out there, harder to move now, yet there is low liquidity in it on the exchanges in spots. So it's not too terrible for them to move up and down $1,000 or $2. We talked about that before as well. Several different ways that you can look at this, but this is what we were traveling before, and it was a falling wedge pattern, bear trap, and now that pushes us up to the top pattern and beyond, and now we can get a really serious move. And I show this a lot, but I'm going to keep showing it as soon as I get onto the right one. Just to drive my personal views and my ideas home about what I see going on with Bitcoin. This is what we're looking at, a bullish breakout. You've seen this on our altcoins. When we track them, they go crazy nuts to the upside. Same situation we were looking over here in 2020, 3 years ago, almost exactly to the date, almost off a few weeks. This is the situation that they painted for us, made it look like, and all the bears were calling for $3,000 Bitcoin again. Oh, we're going back to 9,000 into 3,000, and that did not happen. We could be potentially setting up for a similar situation. I don't want to miss out on that. That's where I'm standing on all this. And also several different ways that you could possibly look at this. You could also, here's an interesting idea. Let's take this line, this bottom trend line, let's extend it out just a wee bit. Let's copy it. Let's keep that channel intact. And let's drag it, see how it fits nicely here and nicely there. That can give us an idea to where we could probably expect a little bit of resistance, and that's currently right above us, sitting at about 40,800, right around the $41,000 area, just to fulfill this channel that it was on. I know it's crazy, right? I want to leave that up here because I think that's very telling. So that's just kind of how I'm tracking Bitcoin, and I see it, you know, sure, it's having a struggle, but we've been following this thing for so long. This is the major trend line that I was looking for. The one we started breaking down and making me a little nervous. We're holding that nicely. This orange dotted trend line, as long as we're above that, we're golden for some bigger moves out of Bitcoin. As long as we're above the 9 daily moving average, we're doing good on Bitcoin. So it confuses me when every other day, the smallest little drop, that all the thumbnails on YouTube, you know, they flip-flop. We're going to some crazy 48,000 or we're going to 30. It's like every other day you got a different story. Which is it? I don't believe in doing that here on this channel. I'm not going to do that here on this channel. We're in a good position with Bitcoin. It's doing what it's supposed to be. Position us for a bigger move. Selling your Bitcoin right now would be a big mistake in my opinion. And it's not at all what I plan to do. We're sitting at 38,000. Remember when we were sitting at 15,000, 17,000, 18,000, 20, 25, 30, dropping back to 25. We're at 38,000 now, coming in on a good chance to hit 40, 41,000 in my personal opinion, and I'm not planning on changing it until I see something bearish on the charts, and I just don't see it, baby. I don't see it. The other guys that are doing all that, they're following the small time frames. And let's just quickly break down what happened here. Why am I not scared? What do I see? Well, you can follow the smaller time frames, such as like the 1 hour, the 4 hour. You see this bullish megaphone pattern that we had here broke to the upside, right? Came up. Now we had this channel or this line of support, which we broke. You know, you just take a measure move from that last swing high to that last swing low, straight down, put it at the breakout point, because really what you have here is what I commonly say, price travels in a channel. So a channel idea. Now, where did that measure move take us? Well, I'll be darned, right down to where we went to, right in that area, about 36,800, that area. From there, my dear friends, just going by patterns alone, you see that we got this little guy, another little channel. Channels are awesome, but now this one's kind of went above that little target just for the channel itself. That area was at right at 38,000 there, and now we're trying to go a little bit above. Can we go a little bit above? Oh, we could. We could turn this into a much, much, much bigger move. Get a little of a hopium out there for Bitcoin as we take this measure move and put over here. Now, I don't put as much stock in these because I think there's a bigger chance for it not to meet that, but it could get close. I'm talking about 40,139 as a possible target there for the crazy hopium measure move for Bitcoinium. There's your hopium for today. So that's basically Bitcoin in a nutshell. Don't worry, it's a nice little pump today. We should respect that little pump right now with a little bit of fireworks. Oh my gosh! My apologies, people. I put things on here and I forget to take them off. I love crypto. Your puppy is blocking the chart, bro. I am so sorry about that. Not a member. I've got to start paying a little bit more attention to that stuff. Hopefully we got the gist of things here with Bitcoin. Oh gosh, because I definitely don't want to run over. Basically, we look good. We look good. Falling pattern, break out to the upside, measure move to the downside, nailed it. Pattern, already hit that target. We could be coming up, looking at 40,000. One of these days I'll get this stream right. So, altcoins are doing pretty nice today, right? This is our daily watch list. Some of the hot ones going today. Rune is up to 611. Nakamoto 198. Coin up to 173. Lots of nice ones there. Our top 100 coins that we're looking at today. T is up. FTT, go figure. Tau down a little bit, 257. Nice little area to start DCA in my personal opinion, because that one's got a lot of potential. Let's take a look at some of the ones that are doing good for us right now. Before we do that, I do want to run into a request that we had over on the Telegram group over in the student chart area. JVH asked me to look at Super on the daily. Let's take a look at Super on the daily. We'll check out the Binance chart here. And on the daily, this one definitely had a nice run up. So here you go. You got your buy signal right here, 50 crossing the 200 moving average. That happened several days ago, back when we were over in this area. As soon as we got above the 666 moving average, that, and seeing the 9 crossing above that especially, you could have, a riskier play would be to front run it with some of these signals that we're seeing here, but it's easy to miss that. This thing went from 21 cents all the way up to, what were we, about almost 50 cents there, 51 cents. Nice. It's showing a lot of strength, but is this the right time to get into it? I would be kind of skeptical. I'd be chasing this 9 moving average. If I were trying to put some limit orders in to catch us a move to the downside, I would always follow that 9 daily moving average. Currently, that's sitting at about 27.5 cents right through there. So on the daily, it looks nice, but it does need to do a little bit of a pullback. And it may be, it may not be. We're holding at the 382 Fibonacci level, so we could see some more upside. But in my personal opinion, a great place to try to accumulate or add this to your bag would be this area right here between 23 and 30 cent area. Right now, she's just been on the tear, and you have to come down to the smaller time frames to kind of appreciate that. Doing a little bit of struggle here on the 4 hour, but basically it's still holding its trend lines fairly nice there. This trend line is the basic one that we do not want to see broken. It's got a secondary trend line going from here to here, which looks like it's gaining some momentum. So maybe just to pull back to 35 might be where it gets a bounce to more upside. We have to keep a track on that. It's above our 9 and 21 moving average. I got to see these cross. I got to see the 9 cross the 21. If that happens, and that would probably be your signal in short term that we're not going to see these bottom prices and we're getting ready to go up. So that would be a buy signal on the 4 hour. Watching the 9 moving average cross the 21. That happens. Might want to take a little bit more of a nibble because she's ready to go up. So I've got some coins we can go over that we've been into, that we've been tracking and trading, and also got some that maybe we want to keep our eyes on. I try to say most of those for night streams. It's kind of the more degen plays, but let's look at Clore AI. It's had an amazing day today. She flagged out right here on this 4 hour chart. Looks like she's probably exceeded that measure move, maybe. We'll take a crazy measure move and see how we got there. Oh, perfect. Luck. She met that measure move right there at 22 cents. Beautiful. You put it at the breakout. Swing high and swing low there. Put it at the breakout. Measure move. 57% chance that these flags break to the upside. Now we got to figure out what she's doing once she hit that measure move. Looks like she's trying to flag out again. Might there be another flag, another play to the upside? Possibly. Very possibly. but nice hit of that target. And Clore AI, since we started tracking it down here at 3.2 cents, has done freaking amazing. 6x. Can you imagine that? And if you watch this, we were tracking this, and I said a breakout to the upside of this leads to parabolic activity, and I still preach that every day on this stream. If you see a setup breaking out bullish of a bearish pattern, don't be afraid to FOMO. It's allowed right now because they go freaking crazy. Looking at Clore on the 4-hour, man, it is still just going strong, right above the 9 moving average. Now, it's got a good chance to get a little bit of a pullback. It does. Just be ready for it. And we may come back down to 17 cents, something like that. Good chance to add to your bag if you're not in this one already. This one has just been doing crazy. And let's say you FOMO'd in on the retest right here of this channel. Perfect place to get in, right? Well, you'd be up 142% on Clore AI. Take a look at Nakamoto Games because it just will not quit. It just keeps wanting to go up. And I was going to take some profit on this, and then I started looking at the chart and saying, no, she's ready to make a big move, a big old move. And so I had to back off my selling. So let's zoom out on this one to the daily chart. And I'm actually looking at it reaching about $2.01, which is not too far away, but I do have another target that a little bit bigger target that we need to reach, and that's around 228, 229, $2.30 area. I believe we might be headed up there. We got a nice start to this parabolic move, and you know, you can't expect pullbacks on the way. We've experienced that, right? But we can also look at this in a flag or a pennant. It's more triangle shape, so technically a pennant. Now here is the initial measure move, which takes us pretty much right up to where we are now. Isn't that amazing how that works? Isn't that amazing? But that's not all. We can get a hopium measure move, which gives us confluence for this 382 Fibonacci area, $2.30. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this target there for Naka. From where we are right now, that would just be about another 25% gain. Not huge in crypto, huge on the regular stock market. Not the best place to get into Naka, in my personal opinion, but not, you know, she's got a lot of potential and a lot of growth. But I like this one. We've been in on this one since about 30 cents on this channel anyway. Nakamoto, been one of the great ones. Let's take a look at Rune. Rune has turned into one of my biggest bags so far. It's done that well. And of course, I was definitely collecting this at those juicy, low prices because I know what this one can do. Here's what we're doing, Rune. Are you ready? Rune's about to do something very interesting here. She lost this line, broke into this channel, right? It looked pitiful. Some would say this is a head and shoulders, but you know, when they start slanting to the upside, I don't give them near as much weight because, you know, they're making something else. A little bit of a different pattern here, more of a megaphone. But the interesting thing is this trend line that we lost, we're breaking back into. Now, if we find support here, flip that as resistance, we may be looking at finally maybe that move to $7.17, and hopefully up to $8 and $8.50. I'm still holding in for this $8.50 area there for a Rune. So I've been selling me Rune. Also, you can also look at this as well. Possibly. I think we're going to zoom out just a little bit. Let's go to the daily. Will that show up on the daily? You know, we got a pennant right here. Our initial measure move would give us confluence right up to this $8.80 area. the crazy hopium move, which could play out. You know, don't want to put it past you. Just don't want it to be your main target. But Road Dog, you said takes us up to about $11.30. How's that sound? I likes it. So I've got to mark this really quickly here. I'm going to mark this one as a measured move, and I got to put a little note so I remember how I got this one. Hopium Pennant. And that will... Someday I'll look at this chart again in a couple of months or, you know, a couple of weeks. And I'll, how did I get that measured move? And, well, I have to take notes. It's just how it goes. So last year has been a lot of attention's been paid to this one. It's regaining the 9-movement average on the daily. I like that a lot. I'm actually looking for us to come up to this 618 Fibonacci area of about $10.56. So Tia's looking kind of juicy now. On the 4-hour with Tia, it still looks juicy. This is what's going on. We're getting the 9-movement average breaking over the 100. And that to me is a small time buy signal here. As she's getting ready to go up a little more. Tia, she's doing good. Oh, we got one hitter quit in the chat. Appreciate you, man. Here's another one I threw out a little while ago. See if we can find this on a decent exchange here. This one doesn't look like it's very easy to find here. Okay, we're going to, do I have the right one? Let me check my list. Oh, it's against Bitcoin, the one I'm looking at. Solve is going up a little bit against Bitcoin. That's kind of unusual. Not interested in looking at this one right now. Let's not waste our time. However, let's look at CTI, Clintex. We've been watching that a little bit on the stream lately. It's been requested, so we've been covering it. And I can't remember who exactly requested this, but shout out to you because she's doing good. She's doing exactly what we're looking for her to do, which is come up and retest this orange trend line right there at that area. Now she may get she did get rejected there on the smaller time frame. It's getting a pullback. Looks good. Still looks good. Let's come to the 4-hour. Flagging out on the 4-hour. This area somewhere between 2.4 cents and 2.7 cents. My personal opinion might be a nice place to try to look at maybe getting in on this one. She is getting a little bit of a pullback, but she's ready to start making a bigger move in my personal opinion, because you zoom out on this one, you see the beauty of the pattern that we're in. See, we've just been in this local falling wedge that we're breaking out of. We're actually in a much bigger falling wedge, which has a measured move target up here about 16 cents. Currently, we're at 2.8 cents. So you can see that's quite a big gainer if you got the time and want to looking for a nice little swing trade. That would be still a nice one. Even where we are now, that's a good 556%. Almost a 6x on your investment right there. We took a look at Beam recently. This is Beam X. Got to be careful to make sure we're getting the right one here. Is there two? I need to find out about this. So we got Beam and Beam. And I believe this is the one that we're looking for right here. 5 cents. Total supply 262, $8 million market cap. If I'm not mistaken. And I don't think I've got the right one here. Let me get the right chart on this little guy. We don't want Beam Max, we want just Beam. I guess we're looking, and that was supposed to, no, you're Beam Max, I see. There's two. It's available on MEXC, but they also have another one, Beam X. We're looking for the actual Beam. I'm using the MEXC chart. We had this little guy in a trade little setup, right? On its way up to greatness here. Have to kind of zoom out of this guy, but we caught him in a falling wedge, which has a great chance to break to the upside. Have quite a big trade because I see potential for us to actually make this move up to around 11 cents. Now this is a 260% return if you caught it at the breakout at the 200 moving average here on the daily as we broke above that. Currently, if you blow this up, we're just now getting our buy signal here. 50 blue line crossing the yellow, 50 crossing the 200 moving average. Don't really see it falling below about a nickel in that area. Already this little guy up to where it is up 64%. It did raise up 158%, but a nice 2.6x potential here for this trade. If you got in on the bottom area, juiciest areas to get in, and I'm not saying that you necessarily need to exit there, as this one, you know, does have, you know, some interesting possibilities as a mid or long-term hold. Right now she's moving, so we just want to try to track that. If you guys have noticed, LPT's been moving a little bit. She's trying to break out of this trend line, hit our measured move, ba-boom, ba-ba-boom. LPT is doing some nice things, currently sitting at 53 cents. Got rejected off of this trend line. You know, that's kind of to be expected there. We got to kind of zoom out a little bit. Let's take a look at the weekly. See what's going on. We kind of expected that trend line there, trend line rejection here, rejection there. It only makes sense we get some rejection here. May get a little bit of a pullback. It could definitely happen, but we already got one here. If you ask my personal opinion, I think we may be getting ready to try to break out here. Why do I say that? Well, because the 50 moving average crossed over the 200 over here. So that's your buy signal. And if it does pull back again, let's say maybe that we do come back down to 46, 48 cents. Might be a good time. That was the weekly, by the way, where you got your buy signal. It's already happened on the daily, like way back here when it was 37 cents. So currently on the daily, it's riding above the 9 moving average. It may drop back to the 21. That's about 46 cents. Maybe a place to look at, maybe getting in before it does a bigger breakout, if you're willing to take that particular risk. Oh, we got Grizz in the house. How's it going, Grizz? Good to see ya. Did we take a look at JoyStream? JoyStream MEXC chart right here. I know, it seems crazy, right? It seems crazy. JoyStream sitting at a nickel. I'm still expecting it to get up to this, 8 cent area or higher. Currently, it's been in one of those patterns too. I'm tracking it from these lows here, and then we got a bear trap, pushed us up, and that should push us up to the top of the limits here. That's why I'm expecting 8 cents, which is normally what happens when you follow these patterns in bull traps and bear traps. When you go back in the pattern, it usually pushes you up to the top extremes of that. And I mean, we could be looking at right at 9 cents out of this guy. Little bit of a pullback expected, possibly to about 5 cents even. So we're at 5.5 cents. And there is an open trade setup for this little guy. Stop losses way down here below your daily candle. I liked it for JoyStream. It is doing good. It is working on its way up there. Render. Our friend Render keeps doing some damage. It's making some ground here. Reclaiming a trend line, or at least trying to. I don't think it's totally solid yet. My trend line could be pulled down just a little bit. Line it up with some of those wicks a little bit better. If I do that, you know, we're above it, but we still wick down below it. If we can keep closing candles above this, as long as this trend line will give us some support, we can start seeing 435, maybe even up to $5.16. That's where my measure move is coming in on this guy. Doing a little bit of a waffle pattern, changing lanes, you know, going from one tunnel or one channel down to another channel, bouncing. It's bouncing around channels right now. It's kind of a good look, but I do expect it to come and start touching the top of that channel if this one holds. Let us not forget Alliance Blockchain Nexera. She's doing some nice things too. Now she's doing something a little tricky here. She's appears to be going parabolic, or trying to, getting in the early stages of that. I think we're on our third step here. And right now we are still basically in this channel. It looked like we were trying to break out and go bullishly parabolic. That did not happen. We came back into the channel. Might see a little downward action out of NXRA. I don't know. Let's come down to the 4 hour here. Check this little guy out. 4 hour actually looks like it might be trying to rip on us a little bit. What I'd like to see is us get above this trend line, say about 14.5 cents, clip that as support, and then start working our way up bullishly, maybe a more parabolic action. So still got our eyes on this one. I think it's doing fine, just a little correction at the moment. Take a look at 0x for JVH over in the Telegram group, which is free, by the way. So 0x, just going through a little bit of a pullback here on the 4 hour, retesting this area at 38 cents. Seems like we're trying to get a bounce off of that, confirm it, maybe trying to get a, you know, a double bottom confirmation there. If that happens, that's great. That will give us an upside, and we can see about 52 cents out of that soon, and maybe back to 63 and start working our way up. But what you could also see is for it to lose this line and retest this trend line here. Could happen, but we don't want to forget about this top trend line that we had. Let's see how that's doing. So it was support here, we lost it. Okay, so we're technically in this channel here, so yeah, we could see the downside of it. Don't want to. If it can get back above this trend line, we can definitely see some more upside. Until then, we got to just look at bouncing around between these two lines though. There is a little bit of bullish divergence there that may break us back above. What I'd like to see is something like this that would start taking us to the upside. No guarantees that we'll get that at the moment, but see what the daily says here. Daily's giving us some rejection here at the 800 moving average. So I think it's going to struggle just a little bit sideways here until it figures out what's going on. But it's going to take a little bit to get above that 800 and keep it, looks like. 0x. Little consolidation there. PYTH. Python Network. One of the new ones that has just come out. I think it's very interesting. So we're hoping that maybe this trend line here would hold. Looked like it was trying to, it lost it, and then of course down. How far down? To take your measure move, put it there, and it didn't quite hit that. Might it still hit it? Maybe, but now we're starting to break out of this trend line, it appears. So we got a little thing, something like this. This looks like a retracement. we're bouncing off of what, the 382 area for this. I think that's a good sign there, personally. I think we got a good chance to maybe see 69 cents out of this guy. Going to take a little bit of time here. It's got a little bit, it's got some issues to work through. Hey, Flip Coins, how's it going, Flip Coins? Grimmer says Aura Chain and CTI. We did CTI early, but it's so good, it's worth taking a second look at because she has exploded. I think you're the one that brought it up, Grimmer. I can give you a shout out there. Grimmer, cool community members here, brought up CTI Clintex. And like I said, on the bigger picture, it's got a lot more further that it could go. I'm looking at 16.5 cents on this, about a 5.5x. Over time, smaller time frames. I mean, we broke out of a smaller falling wedge, and we're just working our way up here to the top of the channel. This orange line, about 3.4 cents. Eventually, going to get above that and make our higher move. So, a great thing that it did here was, you know, it broke out and it got a retest of that trend line and then shot up like it should, doing beautiful. So, from there, shot up 100%. That was easy moon bag. Fell down about 50%, and she's just working on making some higher numbers. So this one has been doing good. This one and Chlor both. Chlor AI both. Chlor's just been ripping it up today. And Ori Chain. Yeah, I have not looked at that one yet. How's this one doing? Are we hanging around? Still not hanging over $4 yet. We're getting some rejection here off the top of this trend line. Let's see what we got now that we can work with. That was the main one that I was watching. We got rejected from it. Still leaves this guy intact. Are we going to see these lower prices? Are we going to see $3 Ori Chain? I hope not. I hope not. I'm going to zoom out to the daily here, get a bigger look at this. Like some of the other points we're looking at, this is just part of a bigger pattern that we've not broken out of. Now, I'm actually looking about $16 out of this. So for the patient person, this guy can 4x over time, and I think it can do a whole lot more. I'm not so much at this point in the market with these altcoins. If you establish a position and build a slow position over time at these prices, man, between $1, it got down as low as $1, even on up to where it is $4 right now. $16 is a great place to maybe take some profit and pay yourself, definitely for a long-term hold, more of an investment strategy. But this one's got so much more that it can do that I think what you're going to see is a lot of people in retrospect look at this time when we start getting these pumps up and we start seeing our bags pump. They're going to start taking profit, and you know, it's good, you need to, but maybe they'll take a little bit too much and then they'll regret it as these prices start mooning out. So that's why I like to implement my rule, which is not 100% easy, because you will make mistakes and will forget. Just never selling out 100% of your bag or your trade. It helps. I'm just saying, it helps. So, you know, you have a trade that goes up, and I was trying to draw it out here. It's not cooperating with me. If you have a trade that, you know, goes up, and let's say it doubles at this mark here, and you sell a portion of it, maybe 10%, 25%, and maybe you sell half of it. Well, okay. When it comes back down, you can always get back in and ride it back up and you know, buy back in, get a bigger bag, and keep building your bag slowly that way. Although it doesn't always do that. Sometimes it may just come down a little bit and just keep going back up, and you kind of missed out. Maybe you have to buy back in higher. Maybe you don't buy back in at all. I don't know. A little risky, but as long as you don't sell all the way out, whatever it does and keeps going back up, you know, you took some profit and then you still got some more to ride. But selling out all the way and just in hopes of buying back cheaper, I don't know. I just find that not selling my whole bag kind of helps me do that a little bit better. I don't get to buy back as much, but I also don't get to miss out and have to buy back higher in case things just go crazy and I was wrong. So much of trading and investing is mindset and your perspective. And no matter what people we put on the charts, and no matter how gorgeous the trade setup, and it can play out perfectly, the thing that gets in our way the most is our emotions and our thinking processes. And that can screw up a trade more than bad TA. And TA, if done right, is it's usually pretty much right on target. As long as you don't let your emotions and bias get to you, then you can do pretty well. Be pretty dang accurate, in my personal opinion. So, did we look at this? I don't know if we looked at this one or not. I don't think we did. Orca, ORCA. This is on Solana. It's on Radium Dex, also on Coinbase, Kraken. It's a lot of plays on Pangolin too. I think it's on Binance, Smart Chain, PancakeSwap. We need to look at this one. Solana's taken off, therefore the things on Solana are taking off too. We looked at this with this falling wedge pattern right down here about 98 cents. I don't think I got in there. I think I got in more around here. This thing has taken off like crazy. Maybe looking about 450 in that area as it comes up to try to meet this wick over there. Usually that kind of scenario, somewhere in that ballpark, before we get rejected and flag out a little bit, retrace, and then make a higher high, or maybe it just blast on through it. Say, screw you. I'll show you how I run this. But it's looking very juicy here, especially on the daily, which just wants to rock up again for some reason. Let's check out the 4 hour. It's just looking juicy. This one deserves a little bit of attention here because this one's done very nice. One that you might want to put on your radar. Now, there might be a pullback. There is a chance that it can. Doesn't mean that it will. But you might see 2.63 or more likely about $3 out of this. Might lose 50% on a retrace, but this one, I don't know. She is a little high to buy right now, but maybe one to at least put on your radar. But I'm thankful I got in at these yummy, yummy prices. Not a huge bag, but it's a nice bag. It's growing anyway, so can't bitch about it, right? Haven says if my girlfriend walks in and sees me dancing like the hot chicks cover, like the hot chicks cover for me, please. I forgot about the hot chicks dancing. Oh, that's right. Today is daytime. It's supposed to be family hour. Oh, well. All right, guys. Well, the time is 3:46. It's kind of a short stream. Try to keep my day ones just a little short. Here's one that you might want to look at, though. I'm going to throw this out there. PRQ. Now, this particular chart's on KuCoin, but it is doing something very interesting. It is starting to break out above this key level here, trying to hold that, get above the 200 moving average. This one might be one to look at for a much bigger move that may be coming into place shortly. Just one of those early ones to find out. Don't actually have a breakout, but you look, we got a descending channel or a descending triangle here. Bottom here, then we fell below it, broke back in. That could be a good sign. And just to simplify all the measure moves and everything on this one, you might see this one go from around 8 cents to about 34, 36, 40 cents. If you're willing to take this play over time, just throwing that one out there as a bonus. But right now she needs to kind of chill out a little bit, regain her ground. Let's see the positive signs going on for this. Trying to sustain the 200 moving average, getting ready to have the 9 break up to the upside on that on the daily. Those are positive signs. This one's early. This is an early run-in for this one, but right now we're trying to see if this one's going to break out and get us above this other trend line that we've got going on here. And it possibly could. So right now, if you're looking for a small time trade, or maybe just to get set up on one that's going to do something a little bit bigger, this one's got a 50% move possibly coming on PRQ, Parsec. All right, guys, I appreciate you for being here. If you can, hit that like button, or else I'll have to keep throwing up puppy dogs. Gosh, I can't believe I forgot that. Puppy dogs! Oh, look at those sad eyes. Apologize for messing up the beginning of the stream, man. I do that time to time. But if you can,
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Sometimes Elvis is late to the show. All right, guys. Hopefully see you here tonight around 10:30, 11 o'clock for the nighttime session. We start diving into some more of the degen plays and altcoins. And appreciate you for being here. Just hang on. Maybe you're in crypto at the right time to make some life-changing money. It's easy to see the flip-flop thumbnails on YouTube because everything is, oh gosh, we're going to tank. Oh gosh, we're going to the moon every other day. It seems different. I just don't agree with all of that. I don't know if they do it for clicks, or if their TA just doesn't tell them enough ahead of time when the warning signs may come. I don't know. I don't understand that. But I see good things for crypto and Bitcoin on the horizon for most of this next month coming up in December. We'll talk about all this and more tonight on the stream. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys later. What are we going to end out with? Well, I don't know. Maybe do something a little different. You want to do something a little different? Let's do Operation Orange. Good night, everybody.